Go. Go.
Nice.
As fast as possible.
All right, guys, so we're back again with another video. I have my man, Carmen Del Mastro. I found him through Instagram and love what he does. He does a lot of rotational power stuff, a lot of dynamic movements, really knows his biomechanics. So I did want to bring him down here to showcase some of the exercises that he can do, or show us really, for rotational power. And what are the things we're going to do today?
So we're going to go through 4 exercises that are going to develop your rotational power, rotational stability, and get you a little bit more explosive through moving rotationally. First one, what we're going to do is we're going to do a slow to fast rotational jerk, where I'm going to feel a little bit of accommodative resistance at the top of that movement. See how he's loading his hips. From there, we'll go outside. We'll go lateral over speed into a little bit of a push from myself, and then we'll take that into a shot put. From there, we'll come back inside. We'll go a little bit of a ballistic rotational landmine switch, loading it from the ground up, hip to hip type work, and then we'll finish with rotational med ball band twist. 4 exercises where we can kind of load it, not your traditional contrast, but I'm not a traditional guy.
Love it. That's why he's here, man. All right, let's get into it.
So first thing we're going to do is one of my favorite strength exercises. It is a rotational slow to fast jerk. So we're going to find where it's comfortable to load our hip. So I'm fully turned. My left hand, which I'm not using, is going to be right over the top, almost used as like a trigger point for me. So it's going to be right over top. So I'm looking down the barrel right here. I'm going to load through my hips. I'm going to go up slow. Am I comfortable? Loaded into the ground. Backside heels off the ground. Front side loaded, stable. I'm going to drop quick, and then I'm going to drive up. So I'm trying to finish in that same position. I'm not trying to get too extended where we're out of a power position. I'm trying to keep that lat loaded and packed so we don't put any type of danger, any type of stress on that shoulder or that lat. So again, we are going slow. Am I controlled? Am I stable into the ground? Yes, I am. As soon as I'm ready, I'm loading and driving up. So again, one more. Slow, fast. So I want you to turn your hips to me as much as you can.
So we're here?
Yeah, yes, sir. And now go slow up. Yep, and then let it come down fast.
Now am I pivoting off the front foot?
That's fine.
Just the back?
Yep. And then
so
I
maintaining
I want you to get as much as you can off that backside hip, and then whip it up as fast as you can.
Whip it back down?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. So do it slow on the next one. So go slow.
Slow down?
Slow up.
Oh, slow up.
Now go. Go. Up. Good. Slow, slow again. Slow up. Cool. And one thing about this is we can give them a little bit of a check to see if you're loaded once you get to that extension point. So do it again. I'm going to hit the bar, so hold it at the top.
Okay.
So go slow. So I'm going to hit the bar, hold it there. You feel loaded there?
Yep.
As soon as I let it go, you're going to go fast up. Go. Good. Slow, slow, slow. Hold it up here. Hold. You good? Go. Good.
That loaded at the top,
Yeah.
obviously you're getting motor unit recruitment, getting that strength built in, and then like I want to pull it back down.
Absolutely.
So that's like a good stretch reflex obviously there.
Yeah.
What is this good for primarily?
Rotational power. The way I love to kind of build out my athletes with everything is like, how can we load our hips? Because I know so many athletes have a problem with actually knowing where to load, especially with this. So once you're giving them that enforcement at the top, it's like, oh shit, am I too far back on my heels? Am I too far forward? Where am I actually loaded? Because we always want them to kind of be loaded through the hips.
Sure.
You and I, we preach about, you know, hips, 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 always. So can we load through the hips? Can we engage the glutes? Can we fire out of that?
How important is the support system, like your ankles, your feet too as well?
Super important. I mean, if you don't have a sturdy base, you're going to get knocked over on it. Especially
like,
once you get that reinforcement.
That's good that you did that, because it's a tactile cue to maintain core stability and a good root into the ground. Then from there, I'm able to utilize what you gave me to pull it back down so you get that stretch reflex. That's dope.
Well, I think the important thing too is once you start to really roll through that, the weight doesn't have to be super heavy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we can do 4 or 5 of those, and you're already kind of, not you, but always kind of breathing kind of heavy right off the bat, because we want to build reactive strength.
For sure.
I feel like that's like a missing element.
What's the weight that you want to use for this?
I think 10 kilos is perfect.
10 kilos?
This is the perfect weight for this. If you want to load it without any type of weight, that's fine too.
Is it dependent upon the athlete as far as strength-wise, things like that too?
Yeah.
Okay, so we just got to feel it out.
Yeah. All right, so second thing we're going to roll through is a little bit of a high-speed shot put. So basically what we're going to do is we are going to load our hips on that front side first. We're going to chop down where I will be standing over here. I'm going to push Phil into that lateral position where we're holding this. Again, we're going to be in a shot put hold with this. So my elbow is up. I'm on top of the med ball. So when I rotate through, I'm pushing and going into an accelerated position. So faster without either one of us getting pushed at first. We're going here, and so our main thing here is slow to fast. Can we control the overspeed of the lateral push. Can we load our hips from the ground up, make it connected all the way through that chain into an explosive power position? When you say shot put, a lot of people will do kind of that thing, but what we want to do is real relaxed. So it's always kind of, even if we say shot put, the fingertips are still kind of pointing up on the med ball where it's here. It's relaxed. So people start gripping the med ball sometimes, but the fingertips just kind of be real light. It's palm. Mostly just the palm. Think about like palm strike. We want to be explosive, and then once it's moving, it's.
This is the reason why I love having this elbow up. Not to simulate, but it at least gives you that power production, and it puts your shoulder in a good position.
Yeah, we're still protecting this, even though, you know, we're trying to be explosive with our lower half and accelerate as much as we can. We have to protect our shoulders.
Am I lifting?
That side, yeah. So go up one and then bounce to the other. So real slow, we'll just boom. Yes, sir, good. And then obviously you want to speed that up, so more intent from me to get you to load your hips.
So the only thing that I remember differently, because I know that you kind of throw like a baseball swing, right? So you're here, where like the leg is straight on the front leg. When you're throwing a punch, we're here, and the knee is bent. So is there a difference, or is it like, doesn't matter?
I think you can differentiate depending on the athlete.
Okay, I do like that. I would never punch somebody.
No, absolutely not. Whoever the athlete is, so if it's a baseball guy, absolutely, I want to land here and elevate, right? If it's a golf guy too, we can do this with them too, because being able to load and kind of keep this transition, even on that front side too, so where we can just stay and rotate. But yeah, I think it just differentiates whoever you're talking about. Yep, now up! Yeah. Third thing we're gonna roll through is a ballistic landmine rotation. So we're gonna take this, so we're trying to find our hip level here. So whatever side you're dropping down to, that foot should be planted firmly. That backside heel should be elevated, so it's a little bit of a split. We're interlocking the hands. So it's very important that we kind of interlock the bar here and kind of roll it over to the other side while we're rolling through this movement. So basically hip to hip. As fast and as explosive as we can roll through this. We're keeping our core engaged. We're not getting high with the bar. We're just trying to be as ballistic and explosive as possible.
There you go. Nice.
So it's a little bit of a split drop, transition, boom. You want to interlock them right here, right on that chin line. Boom. Yep. Quick, yep, hip to hip, yep. Yes, sir. Smooth, yep. So we're going accelerated twist with the med ball in the band. So we want to be out where we're getting enough resistance. So it's pulling us back a little bit. Again, we already talked about loading that chain from the ground up here. So we want to feel that. And then we're going to roll through this as fast and as controlled as possible. So we're trying to feel the tension as much as possible on this band, squeeze that med ball to our chest, and then whip through this as much as we can. I think a good rep count for this is about 8 to 10, but as fast as possible. A little bit of an upswing.
Okay.
As fast as possible. Feel that resistance, and then squeeze the shit out of that med ball for me. And now roll through it as quick as you can. Yeah.
Now, am I pivoting?
A little bit. I don't really pivot with it. I want it more so just about the hips a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Yep. How's that feel?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
What I'm feeling is oblique. I mean, I'm actually going to tie in the adductor to that on the far side. I think it's really good if we were to put it into a combat sport, boxing. It's like uppercuts, shovel hooks, you know, up jabs, those things there. Because everything's here. Boom, boom. So yeah, as long as you could tie that in, coordinates over. I mean, obviously it's probably going to coordinate over to like swings and like baseball swings and maybe even a hockey swing. You know? Everything's kind of in that same plane. Right?
Well, I think it's cool too. Is like if you don't have to go so accelerated with it, or you can kind of feel that recoil here a little bit and then whip through it too if you need to, and then kind of build off of that too.
So it's oscillating in a sense. Okay.
So,
and are you doing this for time or are you doing this for reps?
Reps or time?
Yeah.
Both. I've used it like 15 seconds, 10 seconds, and then I've used it 8 to 10 reps.
Can you do this almost like in a circuit fashion? Like let's say for instance, like a lot of the guys need some lactic work, right? Yeah. Can we do that for like 30 seconds as long as they maintain their ballistic fashion? Absolutely. Does this work for the soccer guys too as well?
Yeah, I think like the loose, the like the missing element to field sports is actually working more rotation.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, to see someone do like anything that we just did is like, you'll take a step back and just be like, you're not an athlete.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, really,
that would help with their gait. That would help with their change direction,
everything.
right?
And it's just like, it's not preached to them because they've been in this constant state of training is with the ball. That's what training is. I don't want to lift weights. I don't want to go into the gym. This is all I know. So for them to actually rotate their hips, open up their hips, do a hip flip, actually stick their foot in the ground and actually use it.
Yeah.
All this helps.
Gotcha.
Like especially like you think about the sequence, right? So we're doing the loading the hip, slow to fast. Okay, where's that at right now? So, all right, prep it, boom, load it. Now we're gonna accelerate it. Now I have no other choice. If I don't find my hip on this accelerated throw, we're screwed, right? You're gonna topple over or you're gonna not be able to generate enough power to throw the ball. And then we'll come back. Now we're really loading the hips, hip to hip, bang, bang, accelerate that movement, and then finish it off
with some
with this. Yeah.
Let's start off with the landmine again.
Yeah.
Right, with that press, right? You're preloading and then you're loading with like external load with somebody else. Now, can you do that by yourself though, or?
Yeah, I mean, and that's where the slow to fast comes in. That's why I like utilizing with the reactive to be able to drop into that position.
Well, you could probably do that with a band too as well. It gives you that accommodated at the top and then just kind of hold that position and then it'll help you with the overspeed eccentric, right?
I think loading with the band sometimes gets a little dicey on the landmine. Usually you do like a foot load with that.
Sometimes, Or I'll load, I'll put a dumbbell down there or something like that.
Yeah, it just moves a little bit, but still, like if you want to be able to feel that.
If you're pivoting like crazy, it does.
And that's the thing too, when you come down with that weight on the slow or the fast rep, and that thing takes you here, if you're not loaded, you're gonna lose your footing.
Forward,
That's why I like that so much, especially that like at the top, how I was giving you that accommodate the resistance at the top there.
Gotcha, okay. And then we go outside, we're doing that overspeed, so you're giving me a push.
Yeah.
And then I have to absorb, redirect in that shock put throw, right? This could be any type of rotational throw too as well, depending on the sport.
Yeah, I love that for all of my athletes. I mean, if I want to get a little creative on a, dynamic movement day, I'm throwing that in there. It doesn't have to necessarily be in this sequence. So if we have a lateral day, strength day, put that as a little bit in the prep work.
Okay.
Where we're trying to ignite a little bit of the CNS.
Gotcha.
So throw that in there. I think it's a great way to kind of prep them for a little bit of the strength training.
Okay. Then the landmine rotation.
Yep. Landmine rotation. We're trying to be as ballistic and as explosive as possible on that. Hip to hip, find our footing into the ground. Especially with that, like we talked about, from the ground up. Like if we can't load from the ground up, we're going to be in a bad position with a lot of things. So finding your footwork with that is very important. We're not coming over the top. We're almost going chin.
Tighter.
Real tight. Boom. Hip to hip. Tight movement. Keeping our core engaged. Foot placement, really important with that as well.
And then lastly, we got the med ball.
We got the med ball rotations accelerated with the band. Like I said, think about how we use the accelerated jumps type. We want to be able to be as quick and as explosive as possible every time we get back into that recoil. So we're here moving as fast as we can. And like I said, we can break it down brick by brick if we want, where we can hold where we're getting enough tension here, see where the athlete is loaded through the chain, and then explode out of it. So,
and you're not trying to go super like high range of motion. You're still keeping it tighter, right?
Yeah.
Because you want that quickness, right? That redirection.
For sure.
Now, sets and reps. Let's go through that.
So I would go 4 sets through that.
4 sets?
The way I like to do any type of slow to fast is cycles. So 4 to 5 cycles. Depending, if you want to change the weight, then drop the cycles as you roll through it.
Okay.
Yep. So
and set reps on the landmine and everything else.
Yeah. So 4 to 5 cycles, like I said, depending on the weight on there.
Okay.
Slowly start to drop the weight if you want to go heavier with it. But I would stick with about 10 kilos. I think it's like the perfect rep range, or a little bit lower until the athlete's a little bit more comfortable with it. On the med ball, toss outside, that med ball shot put, I would do about 3 on each side, because with that we're trying to be as explosive as possible. Back in here with the side to side ballistic rotations, we're gonna go 5 and 5 again, as fast as possible. And we can either do 15, 20 seconds with the med ball, or we can go 10 to 15 reps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I feel like at least 2-3 minutes of rest in between.
Yeah, definitely. That lights you up, man. Lights up everything.
Oh, for sure. So. And something that we can, if we're looking for something to kind of light up something that we haven't done in a while.
Yeah.
Get in here.
I would say for me, I like to do it this is like more of a peaking phase for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting closer to the fight, speed of the sport, want to be explosive, want to have the ability to redirect force fast. And then in that kind of circuit style fashion, they still have to like recover as fast as they can to a degree and still be able to produce that power.
For sure.
Then the last one, what are you doing this for time or this is for reps too?
Time or reps, depending on like if you, like I said, we're putting in that peaking phase.
Yeah.
So if you want to go 30 seconds, that'll be a lot. Definitely will be a lot.
That
so
is a lot, yeah.
10, 12, 15 reps. I mean, all depends on how they're handling it.
Yeah,
And
they start slowing down.
You don't want them to just go out of control. I still want max effort, max intent with that. So
what would you categorize this entire circuit?
I would lump it along with the contrast style. Like you do a lot of conjugate style, so not too many people are doing rotational contrast.
True.
I think it's a great way.
I think you are.
Yes, I am.
Check out his Instagram. You'll see all that.
A lot of rotational work. Yeah, we'll talk about more of how you can't build rotational power. Some people have been talking about it. It's been a hot subject on social media.
It's really knockout power. You can't, from what they say.
Yeah.
But fuck, we can't train then. I guess we just don't know how to train power anymore. Where can they find you?
Instagram, Nooch_13. So it's NOOCH_13.
All right, so make sure you subscribe, hit the notification, hit the like button if you're gonna like this video, because I know you will. Make sure you follow my man. I'll see you again next time. Peace.